so you get a higher score. So these are the 4 things that the examiner wants of you. Now, as I said, there are multiple ways to study. You can study any way that you want, in any shape or form, but not all of them are equally necessary or important. So the question that matters is, if I don't know how to speak English. If out of all of the methods that I'm using, if I remove one of the methods, can I still pass? This is the plan. This is the part where I plan to just dive a little deeper into the methods that most students use to talk about, most candidates use to pursue their learning goals. And I'll just have a sip of water once again. So yeah, if I pass this, if I remove this method, can I still pass? Now, what are the common methods? We are going to map the terrain. So as I said, there are people who read through textbooks, people who make notes, people who watch videos, people who hire tutors or join coaching centers, people who use question banks. Now, almost everyone that you might come across will use a combination of these. It's very rare that a person will use one or two. How will we evaluate them? So there are some categories, some criteria that I've put forward. First, as we did with as we were trying to understand the examiner's mindset, based on the same principles, we'll evaluate these studying methods. Does this method train your recall? Number 1. Does this method match the exam format? Number 3, does this method scale with time? Number 4, does the method help you detect weakness? Now, the thing is that if you are going to write the exam in a particular manner, it's of uttermost importance that you prepare in the same manner, because you can't do a written a descriptive answer practice for an exam which is going to be MCQ based. And a very important part of this is detecting weaknesses, because everyone has different weakness. The problem is not having a weakness, but the problem is not knowing what to do with your weakness. So these are the criteria that we are going to try to talk about. So number 1, textbook reading. So what do they do well? What is good with textbook reading? People who write textbooks, brilliant, wonderful people. I have myself written and published books. It's a joy to write, and it's a joy to read. They offer you the depth of the content that you're reading. They offer you accuracy, they offer you completeness, and they offer you reference. It's beautiful, it's lovely, but there are a lot of limitations to it. That is, as you're just reading through the textbook, it is a form of passive intake, which is which does not involve a lot of your brain power. There is no retrieval. The information is in front of your eyes, you're just reading it. There is slow feedback. That is, you can read a couple of pages and still not know if you do understand what the topic was about. And it has a poor exam simulation, because in the exam you're not going to write an exam where you're supposed to read a textbook. You're there to solve MCQs. Conclusion: textbooks are really good for understanding, but they are not sufficient for selection exams. Let's move on. Note making. Now, this is a part where I would say that I am very guilty of. This is a technique that I am very guilty of. Why do people love them? People love them because people love notes, because notes are organized. You can spend more time organizing them in neat little folders, neat little corners. That is what I did with my Notion page. I have for one of my exams, I prepared like an insane database of all the things that I was supposed to know, and it did not help me. People love note making because it is very personalized. How is it personalized? You could put information in the manner that you think is most likely to appeal to you. Appealing is one thing, but does it help you, or that's a different thing. Visually satisfying. See, I said it looks good there. And then it feels like control, because you have the material. Maybe you're writing it with a pen, or you're using like digital notes and stuff, but you're able to move around the text and you feel like you have some amount of control. The problem with this is you're basically copying things from one place to the other. Copying, my dear friend, is not learning. Next thing that happens is there is this thing called the recognition bias. You have copied this thing from one place to the other and you're able to recognize it, but Does recognition mean that you will be able to recall it? No. There is no pressure in note making. It's relaxing. You're just copying. You can take your own time. And there is no decision making except from where should this information go. There is not a lot of decision making. You're just copying things from one place to the other. Now, verdict. Notes store information, but exams demand retrieval. I unfortunately, spend a lot of my time in, for some of my exams, working on my notes, and which later, I published as books on Amazon. You can go out and check them. But what I later understood was those notes were very helpful in storing information. Like I published those books like some of those books like 3-4 years ago, and even the last month I received like emails from people being like, oh, thank you so much, the books have been very helpful. The way that you have arranged the information is very helpful. I cannot say if I'm being true to myself that preparation of those notes helped me in my exams, because I couldn't recall the facts that I was supposed to recall. I was able to store them in the neat, nice folders, and then into a PDF and into a book, but I couldn't recall them when I needed to. Now, so please don't make notes. Don't waste time on making notes. I will talk about what kind of notes that what kind of writing work that you can do if you really want to do writing work, right? But we'll get to it later. Now, this is going to be a spicy one, videos and lectures, because this is going to sting a lot of people, and this is going to go against what I'm doing here on this channel. Should you watch videos and lectures or not? Now, what the videos and lectures are good at, and by the way, from this point onwards, the quality of the presentation will be a little bit not so good, because I had to spend more time on the content rather than the visual appearance, so please bear with it. What are videos good at? Videos are good at orientation. They will show you, okay, these are the 4 corners of the room, this is what you have to do, this is like how it is. They can provide you with conceptual clarity. That is, you will have an idea of, okay, this thing is here, this thing is here, how do a couple of facts or like bits of information connect to each other. Wonderful, nice. They will provide you with motivation, because at the end of a 1 hour video, as is going to be this one that you're watching, you're going to feel like, oh my god, I watched a 1 hour video, that was so nice. They're going to provide you with structure. For example, like this course that I'm going to start very shortly, called Foundations of Clinical Medicine, on the same channel. If you're like interested in joining the live classes for it, which all of that is free, please drop in an email to my email address, which will be displayed at the end of the video. So it's going to be a 13-week course, right? So basically you will feel that there is some structure, but the problem is these videos fail for MCQs. Why? Because videos are a passive form of consumption again, because you're just watching someone do a certain thing. It's like scrolling Instagram reels. You're seeing people go out and have parties. You're not partying yourself, you're just passively consuming. And because of that, you will have an illusion of mastery, because you're like, oh, I have watched this video, I've spent time watching this video. But that is just an illusion. There is no retrieval in that, because you're just like allowing yourself to sit comfortably with the videos, with the fact, with the knowledge, and have some other person like me speak them out to you. And there are no traps, because I'm not going to give you multiple options here. I'm just going to give you the most direct information. I'm not going to trap you. Yeah, I was just going to make a bad joke, but let's move on. So, learning science consistently shows passive learning performs the worst. You need to have active forms of learning. Active forms of learning, are when your brain, your cerebrum, your cerebellum, all of your neurology, everything is actively out there in the trenches fighting for what you are learning, right? That you have to be so engaged with the learning that you are actively trying to retrieve that information, use that information, and use it in a manner where we are able to get to the best option possible. Next slide. Videos can help you learn, but they don't train you to perform. If you want to learn something from a video, you can go to YouTube, you can search up a topic. If you really would want to watch a video, watch a 10-minute video. Don't watch videos which are longer than that. And that goes against advice, because my video is going to be more than 10 minutes long. The reason that I'm telling you this is because if the topic cannot that you're trying to learn cannot be explained in 10 minutes, right, then you are like, again, like not watching the video for a topic, you're watching a video for a chapter. You're trying to understand more context in lesser amount of time with passive methods. So don't do that. If you have a single topic to understand which is confusing, go ask, you go search on YouTube. You can watch, like there are a lot of great short creators, YouTube short creators, like Instagram reel creators, which provide like brilliant information in under a minute. But even these videos, they don't allow you to learn, they don't allow you to perform, or they don't train you to perform. Videos can help you learn, but they don't train you to perform. They are helpful but optional. They are not necessary to pass. Now, tutors and coaching, this is a very big industry. People charge money to teach, people charge money to coach, and we're going to look at that. Why it works for some of the people, it works because you are like traveling into unknown territory. So you need some guidance, you need someone to tell you what to do and where to do and how to do, which is what I'm doing here. But that someone will charge, which I'm not charging you, so congratulations. Accountability. If you go hire a tutor, the tutor is going to be at your back being like, oh, did you prepare for the topic that you're supposed to do today or not? Clarification. If you have any doubts, if you have any anything that you don't understand, you don't have to like sit down and bust your head about it. You can ask your tutor. External structure. The tutor can make a schedule for you. The tutor can do whatever is in his, her, or their power to help you. Now, but the problem is dependency. What is the dependency problem? Passive reliance. You are waiting for the tutor to come. You're waiting for the tutor to tell you things. Time bound. The tutor is also human. They cannot provide you 24 hours of their day. They cannot certainly provide you the 4 to 5 hours of hard work. They cannot be with you in 4 to 5 hours of hard work that you will be doing, that you're going to do. And if they are providing you, then either they are related to you in some way, friend or family, or they are going to charge you an exorbitant fee. They're not exam based. They are there to help you learn at your own pace, and they're not scalable. You can't expect one person to teach you every topic that you want to learn. Final point, no tutor sits with you inside the exam hall. You're going to be the only one who's going into the exam hall and writing the paper, appearing in the paper. Coaching supports preparation. It does not replace practice. Now we'll get to question banks and testing. Now this is where the video is going to be much more interesting, because from here onwards we are going to talk about what should we actually do. What questions uniquely provide? The questions that you will do, that you will get if you purchase a Q bank or anything, any resource, any question bank resource for your exam, is they'll help you have active recall, they'll help you have pattern recognition, they'll help you understand where you are lacking, they'll expose your errors to you, and they will be the best simulation for the exam that you're going to appear in. Right? If you want to be good at football, you have to have a ball at your feet. You cannot learn how to play basketball and imagine that with your feet. Wonderful examples, I know, right? So why teaching works? Sorry, oh my fucking god, I'm sorry. Why testing works? Testing works because of something called testing effect. Testing effect is when you're basically not out there just sitting and imagining or wanting someone to explain things to you. You are actively pushing yourself out there to test if you know something or not, right? Desirable difficulty. With testing, if for example some set of questions are very difficult for you, you can scale back, you can choose a difficulty. Feedback loop. The questions do a very beautiful thing. When you solve them, they will tell you if what you did was right or wrong. This is very, very important, because this is the only time where you will have a feedback of how are you doing. Because let's be honest, the final score that you will get on your exam is nothing more than the feedback of all the work that you have done. So if the more feedback that you get before that, the better you're going to improve, because that gives you more information to work with. Testing strengthens memory more than rereading or watching. If I remove this method, can I still pass? If you remove testing, can you still pass? You can pass without videos. Sure, if you don't watch videos, you can pass. I am a living proof. I have for a lot of my exams, I never watched like the coaching center videos and stuff here and there. You can pass without videos. Can you pass without notes? Yes, you can pass without notes. You don't need to know all the notes by heart. You need to read through all the notes. But the biggest but ever, you cannot pass without retrieval. You need to have retrieval. It is very, very, very important. Everything else is optional. Testing is non-negotiable. The reason that we are getting to this point is testing is non-negotiable. Whatever you do, you are watching videos, you are doing notes, you are making beautiful pages on Notion, you are preparing color coded like really nice girly core notes, handwritten notes, good and fine, but testing should be your number one priority.